What's up? What's up? Another day in the living room, chilling with my colleagues. We doing our thing. Well, first of all, I want to thank God for His grace and His presence and giving us life and ability to do this. Today, we're going to discuss about the police department, the disparity for the police, and I don't want to say minorities, but just in general, people. Do we think that the police are actually the problem, or is it the people that draw the attention of the police or stuff they doing that causes all the outrage?
Stop breaking the law! Oh!
So basically, what is y'all opinion on that? Do you think, like, for instance, all the killings that's been going on the past few years, we quick to protest, walking down the street, get mad, police did this, police did that. Which the system, I will say the system is broken, definitely. But I feel that a lot of incidents over the past 10 years, people's deaths could have been prevented. Because if you got a pit bull that's eating, if you grab his food, he's gonna attack you. If you walk into a house that's on fire, 9 out of 10 you're gonna get burned. If you break the law, the police department is gonna come and get you. So whatever position that we allow put ourselves in, there's gonna be an adversary we gotta deal with. So basically, do you feel like that the police is our enemy, or have we created our own stigma that we can do what we want to do and then blame it on the police when they come and
I would say it's circumstantial. But if I had to give a direct answer, at the end of the day, I would say it's the individual. However, depending on the time and place of where you are, it could be the police themselves or it can be yourself, right? So I'm saying that, like, what if police is used to roaming this specific area and they know this guy has a problem, but now they see you in this area with this guy that consistently has a problem. So they don't know you by any nature, but now they know the actions that he do, so they put those actions onto you whenever they come to the scene or whatever. So that's not every case where that would happen. So like I said, I don't want to say for sure that you can blame the police on that, but I guess, yeah. So I guess
guilty by association.
Yeah, that's definitely guilty by association. So I guess what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, yeah, it is yourself, but you can be guilty due to other people around you, what I would say is the police putting something else on you that's not really you, just because of other people around you.
What you think, huh?
Come back to me later. I'm still thinking. Right.
He's still thinking like he does that often, but so Daryl, how you feel about that? I think about all the
I'll say like this. If we sort of as the black community, black people in general, the ones that's already making things worse than what it is sort of put us triple the amount of pressure on us, the regular black civilian, is the profiling. Because one thing, they're not in our community. You know what I'm saying? The police, you have some of them raised in the suburbs. So it's like their environment, they're not used to, you know what I'm saying? So it's like wherever they've been trained and what procedures, they only going off what they've been trained to do. Yeah. Some of them is going back. We do profile too. So police do profile and black race. They do. You can say racial profiling. That is racial profiling because it's like it's a black male subject. What all black male subjects do, or such and such in these environments. So I won't be surprised. They even have quizzes and tests just like that because of the environment and what they're going into. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta look at it like that. As a black person, just a black man, I know this. I already know they got that. They have that. So it's like, okay, I got, you know what I'm saying? Like, I already know at an age I am, I can't be riding, you know what I'm saying? Because I already know hey, at this point, boom, boom. So it's like what I can do to prevent certain things. You get what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be too hostile. Because in a situation like I ain't been running bad into the police before. Like I ran into before, but that's like a traffic stop. They showed me grace. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how to handle myself accordingly. So I just know how they a little bit think too. So it's like I did my due diligence. I sort of studied. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like you think it's a bit of both too. Like it sounds like you think it's a bit of both. It's us in the mirror, but it's also some policemen themselves that could be causing a problem. They just based from the answer you gave.
Yeah. So basically, it can go either way. But
there's no question. You're right.
Yeah, because I learned to control. I know how to control the situation in a good manner. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't ran into it like that since I was maybe young. That's the probably like because the environment I was in.
See now. How about this? I think even if you were not in the wrong, I believe you should just listen to what he says, take the heat, and I guess once he is gone from from a traffic stop or if they arrest you for something, just let it happen. You can live another day, but then you can explain to the judge of what happened. They could probably solve everything, and then everyone goes home free. But the cop could be in trouble, or I could be in trouble. I haven't dealt with that situation before, but I know at that time when I got pulled over that one time. At that moment, at that time of day, I think it was when I was in high school. That was the time when a lot of black people were getting killed by cops. I was like, oh crap! I hope I'm not one of these. So I just kept my hands on the wheel, said yes sir, no sir, and gave him my license. My license on top of my visor. I advise y'all doing that because they see your hands. They don't see you going in the glove department or in the center of your car. So that's what I did. So other than that, I just been polite the whole time. And
So you think it's the enemy or the man in the mirror, the police?
sometimes you gotta think in the cop situation.
Today, Junior?
I guess basically, if you look back, I looked at some of the last 10 killings. Or either I'm just going to sum it up like this. If you got 3 or 4 warrants on you, I would suggest that you do not drive or be in the public eye if you don't want to be caught.
Right.
2, if you got 3 or 4 warrants and you're driving a car and the tags are expired and this and that, I would suggest that you did not drive. So when I say this, not all, but 60% of the ones that's been encountering things got in left field, they were already in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you can recall when the woman shot the kid, but she thought it was her taser. But now, which was stupid. I was just like, you got 15 years on the force, how you can't tell the difference? But as you look back at the beginning of the whole thing, instead of looking at the ending, the guy was in the car with his baby's mom. He had 2 warrants on him from her, domestic violence, some other things that he has missed court. The license, the tags on the car was expired, which drew the police in the first place. So when they pulled him over, he pulled over. He was collaborating at first. He got out the car, but then he jumped back in the car to try to drive and take off and carried the officer in the car door and all this and that, which I'm still not saying anybody deserves to be killed or executed. But the principle of it is, you know, he had missed court, that they were looking for you. You had warrants. They were looking for you. And the only way they could actually find you is if you get in trouble and run your name and do all this. He had pulled over and did all of that. So, okay, you did all of that. Now you want to take off. You already knew you was foul. But it still don't mean that I'm not saying that he should have been killed. But you're asking for trouble. If I go to a Crip party wearing red and I get shot and killed by these guys, you gonna crucify them? I was in the wrong.
Yeah, so
Right.
you basically your actions dictate your faith.
Yes. They were like, wait a minute, you came to a Crip party with blood colors? They gonna kill me or beat me down?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna ask later on, like, why and do this? I mean, it's the same thing I hear. Now, if you, like you say, you hold your hands up, you collaborate or do this and that, now you could run into that one cop that's a jerk and a racist, and then nothing you can do about it. But if they say he drove around, we chased him for 100 miles, we end up in New Kent, then you took off running, looked like you was feeling in your pocket and they shoot you, I'm gonna be hurt, but I'll be like, damn, why did he take off running? Let me find out why he took off running. What happened? We need to get the whole story before, I don't care if it's white, black, Chinese cop, or whatever. Get the whole story to how could this have been prevented from the beginning? And majority of them, not all of them, majority of them could have been prevented. Unfortunately, if your boss say, you fired, you fired. Or if the boss say, overtime, this week, be there, mandatory, you're going to be there. The point I'm saying when I say this is, the police, unfortunately, they have a job. They can tell us what to do. Would make sense, though. I mean, you can't say do something stupid. But if they say, cut your car off, okay.
Done deal.
I'll cut the car off. But I suggest that a lot of people get killed or go through a lot of stuff for ignorance. because they have no idea what they can do and can't do.
Right.
Okay, I'll cut the car off. That's fine. But if you say, "Can I search your car?" I'm gonna say no. Why? Because that's my right.
Mm-hmm.
You
You
need,
gotta hit that subscribe button.
you need, yeah,
He's
yeah. So yeah, long story short, it's like it's a little bit of both. You do have certain cops who use their power as abuse, certain ones, but as a job as a whole, we can't put it all on them because I have some friends that are cops that they're just there to work and take care of their families, but they just want to maintain the peace because that's their job. I referee basketball. It's my job to go out there and enforce the rules.
mm-hmm.
If you foul, it's a foul. If you're speeding, I'm going to come get you. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my whole thing. And some people might be like, "Oh, it's not that easy, this and that." Unfortunately, I've had encounters with police, and some of it was my own fault. Some of it was like, "What? Seriously?" But at the same time, I knew what I could do, how far I could go, this and that. And we went toe to toe. And I was like, well, if you're going to do this, I need to get my lawyer. We're going to do this. So that's basically how that whole thing went. And I mean, I think about that. Like, are y'all familiar with the George Floyd situation?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Do you think he could have prevented his own death? Do you remember, did you see it from the whole beginning all the way to it led up to it?
I just saw the part where he just lay on the ground. I didn't do my research.
Where he actually said, they said he passed a phony $20 bill.
Yeah.
A fake $20 bill, and the clerk called the police.
Hmm.
So he had passed the bill, bought whatever he did, it was fake, and they called the police and he left. But he didn't leave the area. He went over to his car, was sitting in his car for about 25 minutes before the police got there. He was sitting outside for about 25 minutes before the police even got there. So now I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he didn't know. Because if you know you just did something, a crime, why the hell would you stay? So I'm giving the benefit of the doubt that he didn't know. And so as you think about it, when the police did come over there, if you watch the whole video, he was kind of belligerent and fidgety. And still, it doesn't mean death for nobody. I don't wish death on anybody, by no means. But you're fidgety and moving crazy, and the situation don't look right. But still, the same officers, they were cool. They say, "We just want to talk to you, talk to you. Did he get out the car? He's still going belligerent and this, and don't kill me." It was just crazy. We still got to remember that police officers are human beings. Just like any of us, if we around in a situation, whether we at a club or a party or work or whatever, and we see somebody acting weird and crazy, we're going to pay attention ourselves. We're not caught with regular people. Wait a minute, why this guy got on a leather jacket that's 105 degrees? Why is he wearing a mask?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to look. So policemen are human beings too. They're like, this guy look like he's trying to get a gun. So that's the only thing that I'm thinking. There's ways around every kind of situation. If you handle, like you say, handle it to the proper way you're supposed to do it.
As much as possible,
But if you take off running, I don't care if they gonna come after you.
Mm-hmm.
A dog gonna come after you. If you see somebody running out your house, you're probably gonna chase them. Like, what did he just do, or whatever? It's just a reaction. So if you take off running, the police is coming after you.
Like you said, it's a reaction. PTSD, like
Yeah,
so people with those,
Yeah.
Oh, PTSD. Yeah.
people who have
Or mental illness.
or mental illness, right? So like you just see the police or you see a flashlight and it just gone. Like, so, I think about those type of people too. Like, what about those people? How do we help and protect those people?
That's kind of those that don't always happen though. Those rarely happen. Those occasions rarely happen. People with
How do you know
PTSD.
that though? How many people actually get
That's kind of a gray area.
Yeah, that's
You don't know that a person.
at all?
And that goes back when they say for the police officer to be more trained.
yeah.
But how can you train? For instance, there has been sane people that flipped out. And just a little bit outside of what we're talking about. You remember Ted Bundy? He's a serial killer. Killed 75 women, I think. But he was a brilliant lawyer. He went to law school, had a fiance. went to church, had a regular life, but was brutalizing women for years before they got them. Only reason I say that is, even though they said police get more training, how can you train for somebody who has any type of brain damage? You can't tell. Even if somebody taking off running the car, you don't know that PTSD is big, especially in the military. We got a lot of military people that's not getting the proper help. They just left out here for dead. And then they're still stuck in the last war and they see this or guns or flashing and whatever. But whether it's us or just a regular person or policeman, how are we going to tell that this guy is flipping? So that's a good question, but even in their defense, you can't really tell what just happened.
With that's why I say like with the police is, with me, I sort of know, like, you gotta, like, for a person, just gotta be aware, like, for a policeman, if it's the more training, the more experience that he get, the more he actually know. You get what I'm saying? Like, same thing, like, you can be somewhere or you consistently like doing the same thing, or you see things like, I'm gonna tell you like this. I have a family member, right? A schizophrenic. So they send out certain policemen to go get their family member, right? Because they're used to, they are more aware. They're used to handling those type of situations, identifying people. You know what I'm saying? So they can know how to control certain situations. You know, so this one thing that I also know, and we all probably know, not every policeman is not trained like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why we have certain accidents that happen. Like I say, like George Floyd, the dudes that got George Floyd, you know, like 3 of them ain't even experienced that. The one that killed him, he don't got no. He trash. You get what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. So you gotta know about that side because you're a civilian. So I know a little bit more about that side because I sort of did my research. I sort of know about like being in counter, you know what I'm saying, since I was a kid. So I sort of have a little bit knowledge and awareness about how they're going to proceed. You know what I'm saying? That side, the law enforcement side, is they sort of show their true value, like face value first. So that's how I can just I know how to deal with this situation because I might get an officer that's a straight. I already know he coming in just like this. I said, all right, I'm ready for this quick, but let me, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to show him that I can handle you. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can handle this situation. Little do you know what I'm saying? Once it's like a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because I seen my brother, you know what I'm saying? He ran into him too, you know what I'm saying? So he used to get the shit in the stick. But, so, so it just, with me, what I'm aware of is not all officers are trained to deal with certain people or certain situations. That's why you gotta come prepared as we are now. Like I already know I'm prepared, so I know how to handle a situation. I'm very good at handling situations, so I think it comes with also the civilian side. I know it sucks for us because everybody, you know what I'm saying, even you're black, they do, you know what I'm saying, you might be in the wrong environment. I might be in the wrong environment, probably somewhere I ain't supposed to be. But when it come to me, and then how I talk and handle myself, they say, "Oh, he ain't like them." You get what I'm saying? So they looking at the environment or the situation. It's kind of tricky, but once you stop them from thinking the way they think, then that's when like, all right, he can control. Boom, you know what I'm saying? So that's different. Every situation different. So
you made me think though. So it seemed like around the pandemic is when a lot more things started going crazier. So it could be just the people itself, or it could be the different type of departments. And so what I mean by that is like, I know a lot of things, job forces that were long-term. So like pilots, police, a lot of them started retiring during the pandemic just because the uncertainty of the future. So maybe also during that time, they were trying to do a lot of hiring. And with that hiring, what you mitigate or neglect to do is the training that you need to truly understand the situations that you're coming into, especially with all the people on edge because of the pandemic. So, what you saying that made me just thinking that maybe, and this maybe some research we can do is, was there a lot of hiring of new policemen or policewomen during that time? And maybe that's something we could look at that could have been causing the major stare between the civil people and the polices and stuff like that during the time. So
That could be. Was
I
the
never thought of that.
the George Floyd murder when all that stuff happened during the pandemic?
I think that was like a year before.
Oh,
I think
yeah, it was a year
he was.
before.
I think he died in either
okay.
2018 or 2019. I think he did.
Somewhere before then,
Yeah,
which is an excellent point. But some of the stuff had happened,
it just
which it's happened for a while, like the
It just-
Breonna Stewart thing,
yeah.
when cops kicked the door in,
Yeah.
which at that state was no knock warrant was still in. When they kicked the door in or whatever, we wasn't there, so we don't know if they said police, whatever. All I know, the police say they were taking fire from down there, and then they fired back. So like I say, I don't know. I wasn't there, wasn't in there.
I guess also what I was saying too is it just seemed like during that pandemic time, like the Black Lives Matter, like a lot of the segregation tendencies started to show a lot during that time. So that's kind of
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
And they might have just rushed people in and didn't do this, do this, and so it's. I mean, it boils down to we have to watch out for our family members. If we know we got family members, a lot of family. If you know that somebody is living foul and you love them dearly, they might not listen to you. You might try to talk, whatever, but you know somebody is doing something wrong that could lead to whatever, not good for them. You want to try to help or whatever, but we can't get mad when they come to their end.
Yeah. You're right.
So there's so many different avenues that we need to look at before our first and only avenue is saying those cops are wrong. We need to defund them. We need to take them down, this and that. Again, the system is broken. We're not saying that it's not. And there's a lot of officers that should not be officers. But at the same time, as a whole, with all the situations, everybody that's getting killed or caught up in a crossfire is not being killed by racist cops. So we need to just throw that out of the window to where we're just narrowing it down to every time something happens, that's what it is. That's the whole main subject
Yeah.
today. Like, is the police really our enemy?